Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So before I start, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to those of you who decided to donate to my Mildred Pine fund through my Buy Me a Coffee fund. It's really very kind of you, and I really appreciate every and each donation. And I promise you that once I get the amount that is needed, I'm going to order that deck, and maybe it will enrich my oracle readings. Anyway, so thank you very much. And another thing is that my husband and my daughter are coming back today. So I came back from work and I am in the midst of cooking, and I'm waiting for the meat to thaw. And so I am doing readings while it's still frozen. So I cannot do all of the cooking yet. So I am just taking a very needed pause from cooking. So, but I really do want everything to be perfect when my husband and daughter come back from Berlin. I know that they had a great time, but my daughter last day was a little bit difficult. She's a little bit anxious, and she tends to get anxiety attacks sometimes. So, but at least I sent her a video of our cat, and it enlightened her day. Anyway, so I'm using today the Miss CLEO tarot deck, which is actually a very fun deck, Egyptian-like, and I was deliberating on whether to use it now as a Rider-Waite clone, or whether to wait until I'm doing this series of nationalities and all sorts of ancient people. But this is more of a cartoon deck, and I decided to use it now. And this is really a very cutesy deck. It's actually my second deck. My first one I wrote on the cards, and then I decided that I want a clean one. So I still have the first one with the written words on the cards. If anyone wants that one, please just write me an email and I will send it to you. I first learned about this deck through Andy from Tarot by Andy, that I'm sure that most of you know her. And there was a time that we were pen pals by email. And this is actually a very, very cheap deck that you can get in $8 in eBay, brand new with no inscription on it. So I'm not sure it's worth your while to get something that is not clean. So anyway, but it is a fun deck. It's very easy to use, very easy to interpret. So let's start by by saying my disclaimer and introducing the subject. So this is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So what is this reading about? In her latest video yesterday, Lady C, I believe it was yesterday, Lady C said that she believes that Jason Knauf should sue Jenny, Afia, and Meghan and Harry for defamation. And she thought that King Charles and Prince William should tell Jason Knauf, or even help Jason Knauf sue her for defamation. because in the end of Harry and Meghan's documentary, they put a disclaimer in which they wrote that Jason Knauf wrote that in response to their request of his response. So he responded that he sent his opinion or his wait a minute, testimony to court by the request of both the Mail on Sunday and the legal team of Meghan and Harry in regard to the participation of Harry and Meghan to the writings of Finding Freedom. And then they added that the legal team of Harry and Meghan claimed that they did not request anything from Jason Knauf, and they did not ask him to send any kind of testimony to the courthouse. Now, if they say that and it's not true, this is defamation. So I believe that if it is actually the way that Jason Knauf describes it, and I believe him, that both sides asked him to give testimony, and Harry and Meghan believed that he will be loyal till the end and will perjure himself just like Meghan perjured herself. So I think that he has a good case. So let's find out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to conduct what is called a mock trial and see if he does sue, what are his chances or how strong would his court case be. So let's clear the deck. Okay, so Jason Knauf court case against Jenny Afia and Harry and Meghan. If Jason Knauf decides to sue Jenny Afia and Harry and Meghan for defamation, who will be more powerful? Will his case be strong? Will he win this lawsuit? If Jason Knauf decides to sue Harry and Meghan and Jenny Afia for defamation in regard to his testimony on the Mail on Sunday court case in regard to Harry and Meghan's participation with the writing of Finding Freedom, who will be the stronger? Will he win this case? Will his case be stronger than Harry and Meghan's? Okay, so let's put it right here. Okay, so let's split the deck. I actually have two spreads on court cases. I'm going to use the simpler one, and then if he does sue, I will do a more extensive reading, which is a 12-card reading, and then I will use a smaller deck. I'm actually keeping the mini decks that I have to the astrological spreads that I mean to do next week for the royal family members. Okay, so the first card is what leads to this court case, is if it does come out. And the answer is, okay, so that's not a card. The answer is the Tower. Okay. So this is a card of foundations, and this is a card of foundations that are falling apart. So this could actually mean that Jason Knauf, if he decides to sue, it's because, first of all, he feels that his foundations are falling apart, or he needs to check his foundations because he feels that he's defamed by Harry and Meghan's claims, or because he feels that he's destructive to him, that he's feeling that they are calling him a liar. That's actually what they're calling him. That it's not helping him in his way forward. That he cannot. People are asking him about it. People are starting to make claims at him, or starting to question him, or not trusting him. So these are signs that he's feeling that the ground is starting to shake beneath his legs, and that could be a reason for him to decide to sue. Another thing is that he's looking at Harry and Meghan, and he's looking at their tower that is stumbling and falling apart, and he's thinking to himself, I want nothing to do with it. I want to make sure that they are saying the truth about me, that the world knows that they lied about me, that I don't want to be any part of that falling tower. I don't want any part of that train wreck. I don't want to be any part of that accident. So these are two ways of interpreting the tower here, but it could be both. So he could actually feel the influence of the way that they defamed him on himself right now, and you can also see the way that they are like a train wreck that is or a car accident that is just waiting to happen, and he wants to be out of that tower before it falls apart. He wants to be out of that. Okay, so that is what the reason for this court case. So what is the present situation? Where is Jason Knauf standing right now? And what we're getting here is the Four of Coins. And actually, I don't like it, because what this card is showing us is that Jason Knauf actually is standing on solid basis. So this tower card is a feeling. It's not true. He has a solid basis. He might feel that the ground is shaky, but the ground is not shaky. But he is acting as if the ground is shaky, and he's feeling that he's being blamed, or that he's being called a liar. He's feeling threatened, and because of that, he's adhering to what he has. And people that are feeling that they are threatened and acting out of this energy when they are actually standing on solid ground, this leads to the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins is destruction and failure. And this card is actually negatively aspected because of the tower that came before it. And when it is negatively aspected, it only shows fear of loss. It shows that he's keeping things in his stomach. It shows that he is very much pressured, that he is in a way inflexible, and he's afraid. So he's afraid of losing everything that he has managed to reach since he left the royal family. He's afraid that his reputation will be damaged because of that. So he's really considering that, because he feels that things are about to fall apart, and maybe that's not a good thing for him, and maybe I should in the end of this reading, do another reading, an SOS reading, and ask whether it is a good idea for Jason Knauf to sue, because this card is actually another warning card that tells me that if he sues, it will be probably from the wrong motives. It will be more because he's afraid and not because he really feels defamed and he wants to protect his reputation. So I don't know, but this is how he feels right now. And more than being angry, he feels threatened. And this is something that I don't like seeing. Okay, so what are Harry and Meghan and Jenny Afia's strengths? What are their strengths in this lawsuit, if it comes? And we get the Three of Staffs. The Three of Staffs is the Three of Wands, which is a very good card. It's badly aspected because it's near the Tower, and it comes right after the Four of Coins, but it's still a very good card. And the Three of Staffs, or the Three of Wands, speaks about collaboration, and it speaks about recognition. So it looks like Harry and Meghan are feeling that they are being recognized, that they have the cooperation that they need. But when it's in the negative, when it's negatively aspected, we see arrogance, we see extra ego, we see extra self-confidence, we see people that have the tendency to run forward and not listen to others when they are coming and telling them to slow down. Remember something? When they're coming, telling them to slow down, or maybe to wait and think about things before they run forward. So on one hand, they get the collaboration that they need in order to fight this lawsuit, but on the other hand, they have the arrogance and extra ego and the tendency to run forward that might hinder their lawsuit. So this is their strength. What is Jason Knauf's strength? And his strength is the Three of Swords. Wow, I don't like it. I don't think that I need to do another reading for him. It looks like another destruction card. And if I said that the Four of Coins is leading to the Five of Pentacles, or Five of Coins, which is the self-destruction that is known in advance, the Three of Swords is also another destructive card. And this is destruction that comes because of being unable to see reality. And this is because of being in the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords energy. And in the Two of Swords energy, you are unable to see reality, and you are unable to cope with reality. And then you end up in the Three of Swords energy, which is destruction and failure that is known in advance. So actually, if Jason Knauf decides to sue, it is because he is falsely believing that his reputation is damaged, but actually everyone in the world knows that he tells the truth and they are lying. If he sues, that it is because he is defending himself from things that are not really there. So he's feeling threatened, but those threats are not really there because his good name is not really threatened. So he shouldn't sue, because the Three of Swords shows us that this is a strength. So I don't want to look at his weaknesses. And it only shows that he's not seeing reality as it is. So I don't think that Lady C is right here. And he's actually a lot stronger, and people see reality as it is. People see the train wreck that is Harry and Meghan. So people don't believe what Harry and Meghan are saying. He doesn't need this lawsuit, and this lawsuit can only lead to heartache, because if by any chance they will be able to prove that there was not any kind of real mail from them to Jason Knauf that is asking them to that is asking him to give testimony, or if or if it will drag on and it could ruin him financially. I don't know, but all of these things might happen. So it might be better for him to keep things as they are today, because today people don't believe them. Today people are mocking them. So today people believe Jason Knauf, so he shouldn't be afraid. He shouldn't feel that his tower is falling apart. It's their tower that is falling apart, not his. So he shouldn't be acting out of feeling threatened. He shouldn't be adhering to what he has, because then he will end up in destruction. Okay, next card, advice for Jason Knauf. And the advice is the Queen of Coins. And the Queen of Coins, sorry. Okay, that was a mistake. So the advice is to be like the Queen of Coins. And the Queen of Coins is the shopkeeper. And the best example is the Queen herself. Why is that? Because the Queen is the Taurus card, and she's the best example of the person who is very much stable. She was stable in face of all the changes that she went through her entire life. This is a card of stability. This is a card of someone who knows how to handle property, who knows how to handle money, who knows how to handle home, who knows how to handle everything. So this is the advice. The advice is to keep his stability, to handle his own in the best way that he can, and not to be afraid, to be stable, to keep on his stability, and not to run forward to all sorts of court cases that might not end up, because you know how you enter a court case, you never know how you end up. Okay, so what will be the outcome of this court case? And the outcome is judgment. Well, that is the best card that you can think about when you're talking about an outcome of a court case, because we're talking about judgment. But actually, judgment is a very major change card. It is a card that shows that this court case, if it will become a reality, is going to create major change. And that is major change for everyone. And I don't know if it's a change for the better or a change for the worse, but I can tell you that it's going to be a very long and very painful process for everyone. And I always give you the imagery of the butterfly and the cocoon, and how the butterfly needs to bang on the cocoon's walls in order to get out. Otherwise, he will die the minute the cocoon is opened. He needs to strengthen his wings so he will be able to fly when he comes out of the cocoon. And this card is showing that this is a change that will not nullify what has been before, but it is a change that is very profound, and it is a change that will take a long time, and it is a very painful process. So it could be a change for the better, it could be a change for the worse for both sides. So what is the energy that is influencing this outcome? And the energy that is influencing this outcome is the Fool. Okay, so this is the energy of freedom. This is the energy of wishing to be free. So that is actually for Jason Knauf to be freed from all of those allegation against him or allegation that he lied. This is energy of taking risks without obligations, which could be very risky, because when you're taking risks without obligations, you might end up in a pit. And this is what the Fool is doing, because he's jumping to the abyss and he's taking a risk. He is trusting the universe that he will be flying, or that he can float in the air, when that's not necessarily the truth. Or he's trusting the universe that there will be something soft down there that will cushion his fall, but it's not necessarily what will happen. So this is actually showing us recklessness and hastiness. So this is actually something that is another warning card, because the Fool card is a card that tells Jason Knauf, I know that you want to be freed from that allegation that you lied. But we all know that the ones who lied are Harry and Meghan. The only one who feels bad about it is you. So don't go into that pit. Don't try to jump over that cliff. Don't do that, because this is taking a risk without a obligation. We don't know, you don't know what the outcome will be. But what we know is that the outcome will be a very, very major change and a painful process. And this could be for the better, or this could be for the worse. But by this card here, it seems to me that it's not going to work into Jason Knauf's benefit. Okay, so not as much as I expected, I have to say. I expected a very different result. So I thought that I might even do another SOS reading to see if it will be beneficial for Jason Knauf to go for a court case. And by these cards, I don't think that I need to. Okay, so I'm taking the energy oracle cards to see what kind of energy or what kind of advice can the oracle give to Jason Knauf. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Okay, so advice for Jason Knauf, advice for Jason Knauf. Okay, the card that I'm getting here is man holding a coin. So let's see what it means. Okay, so if we're talking for a man, this could indicate an aspect of himself and a readiness to further himself, his goals, and receive increased health, money, or value in his life. Greater success is on its way when he will take control of his own finances and act. This card can also reveal the assistance of a financial advisor or a healer whom he already knows and is soon to meet. So this man is helpful and may bring sage advice concerning the actions that Jason needs to take next. He needs to be open to this person that will show up with support, but always turn to his own intuitive guidance to weigh the information that he receives. So the affirmation here is I determine my own destiny. I take financial action and am receiving wonderful assistance from those around me. So I think that this is a very good card for Jason Knauf because this is the message that he needs to hear. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.